Welcome back into another episode of Who Should You Choose? The video series where I go through the prior videos, questions, and comments and help you with your lineup decisions. Fellas, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. All right, so with Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final complete, Florida absolutely rolling. It did bring up a interesting scenario. So Marchand scored again because, of course, it's destiny. He's now a 99. Sam Bennett's obviously already a 99. Anton Lundell is a 98. We need one more, please. And then you've got Sam Reinhart. So the reason why I want to bring this up, guys, is I will always shout out packs that you should buy with coins, or at least give you the intel if you have skipped it a little bit. So for anyone that is still playing, and obviously if you're still watching, I feel like the majority of you are still playing. I don't know how many would just show up every morning and watch me yap about the game they don't play anymore. But hey, if you do, I love you. Thank you so much. The Florida Panthers Fantasy Hockey Packet is account bound. It's 375,000 coins. It's here for another 7 days. So you can almost, you get through like the next game because the Stanley Cup final schedule is a disaster. That being said, you're almost at a point where it doesn't really matter. The only downfall is if you already have a Florida Panther, obviously. So I did the 6 collectible trade-in, and I got Anton Lundell. So there is a 25% chance that I brick on 375,000 coins. But since there's 299s there, as well as Sam Reinhart, I mean, they're guaranteed at least another 2 games. And if, I'm not Nostradamus, but I would assume that Connor McDavid just simply does not allow it to end in 5, but who knows? But again, like I said, if Reinhart scores 2 more, we're getting into the point where there's not much risk at all. So Sam Reinhart is now a 96 overall because he did score, and I doubt he gets a skating increase because it's already at 96 speed and excel. But like I said, the floor is whatever. 375,000 coins if you get Sam Reinhart and he's a 96. I don't know how disappointed you are, obviously, because you could have a 99s, right? That would be the pretty big letdown. But with Bennett already a 99, and honestly one of the best cards in the game, truculence, 99 faceoffs, it's just massive. So if you can get him, that's huge. Anton Lundell, who I have, desperately needs a goal. My goodness. Please don't let this be a Matthew Knies situation where you're so close to being a unbelievable card and you just kind of fizzle out. Just get one more. And then obviously you now have Brad Marchand, who scored a bunch and is now a 99. Again, because he is a little bit smaller, we always tend to be like, okay, if they're not 6'4" ogres, they're useless. NHL 25 allows you to use smaller players quite a bit more than prior years. He also has edges and truculence as well as close quarters and unstoppable force. Those are fantastic abilities. Like those are awesome abilities to have on him, and he's going to be 99s across the board. So, like I mentioned, if you have a account bound card already, okay, so you can't, like in my situation right now, I have Anton Lundell. There is a 25% chance you will brick. So I'm not telling you should do it. I'm just telling you should think about it. All right. If you don't have any Florida Panther card, okay, if you don't have any Florida Panther fantasy hockey card, I'm going to say 100% I would do this. 100% I would do this. Now, the only other thing is in the auction house. So let's take a look real quick as we do this live. For anyone listening, I will kind of let you guys know. But this probably tanked a lot of the fantasy cards, the tradable fantasy card price. My God, the menus. Can we figure it out? These are absolutely abysmal. I can't believe it's 2025 and we're like, I swear, if we go back to NHL 16, they have to be faster. They simply have to be. It's just unbelievable. So if we go to, for anyone that's watching, you can also sort by NHL or sort by league and then by team. Makes things a little bit easier for you. But if we go and take a look at any of the fantasy cards, so right now, Brad Marchand, who again is a 99, 375 is your shot at it, 500K roughly. So obviously, if you have 500K, it might be worth it to just do that. Right? They're under 500, just under 500. The other option is Sam Reinhart. So Sam Reinhart's price, because if you get him, that's obviously the biggest letdown, right? You're looking at 300. So you're losing about 75,000 coins in value. For a shot at multiple 99s, guys, I would do this. Okay? If you don't have an account-bound Florida Panther already. If you do, especially if you have more than one, and you're looking for, let's say you have Reinhardt and Lundell, I 375,000 coins is tough to get kicked right in the pills and lose it all. So I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't. I might because I don't know, YOLO. It's almost the end of the year, so take your shot. But just something I want to bring up because we're getting to the point where almost all of them are 99, and that's pretty big, and you can get it right in the store. So just something I wanted to shout out. All right, on to yesterday's questions and comments. A little bit of a later episode. For any of my dads out there, even if you're not a dad, you're a homeowner, okay? Dude, so much landscaping this weekend. All right. Got a little bit of a tan, not bad, but I had to I have a big German Shepherd. I don't know why I'm telling you this. I have a big German Shepherd, and she has a best friend that's our next door neighbor. Her name's Winter. My dog's name is Summer. We didn't plan that. They moved in after. It's bananas. Anyways, it's a husky, and they just beat the piss out of my backyard. And so I was like, okay, let's section it off and grow some grass. And I was like, there is no way I'm waiting the entire summer for grass to grow to the point where, my dog just beats it up again. So I tore up all the grass and the area that they beat up, which is about 500 square feet. So it's not small. Had to rototill the whole thing. It was dry out the last couple days, so getting the rototiller in the ground was just an absolute war. Anyways, did that. Ordered 500 square feet of sod. Today I got to sod the whole thing by myself. And landscaping's fun, but my God, is it exhausting. Anyways, so Omega says Eichel is 1,000% a must-make MSP. Funny thing about Eichel. So there are 4 cards that still, for whatever reason, have a custom stride. And what I mean by that is if you go into the rosters, okay, and for whatever reason, my man Daddy Padre brought this up years ago. McDavid, Svechnikov, Panarin, McKinnon, Eichel. So 5, sorry. They randomly have a custom stride, and it's always made those cards feel different, whether it's placebo or whatever. They seem faster. Eichel's one of them. He's always been faster than his attributes indicate. These 96s are nice. And I'm going to do a ranking video. You guys like when I do my rankings when all the cards are out, especially if you can make them throughout the week. So I was going to do a week 1 ranking, but I feel like that's just making a video for extra clicks. So I'll just wait until, week 2 comes out. Just chill. It's very easy to get the free 96, actually, guys. In my event breakdown, easy. It's if you put 2 hours into it, you can get a 96. And obviously you're doing chores, but Eichel it does look nice. Anyone that has 99 faceoffs is going to be viable because you can put them on the wing, right? Like that's always something I tell you guys, that if there's a card that has 99 faceoffs and they're both good, I usually take the faceoff guy because then you're not stuck in having that card play one position. Like if you were to make a left-handed winger, for example. I do want to mention everyone. I don't know if I would make Gretzky. Not that the card isn't good. You can make the power-up icon Gretzky and the hologram low-key not terrible. So you can make the hologram pretty cheap. Off the top of my head, if you buy all the cards for 1,200 coins, you need 24. You need to do that 12 times. Yeah, like 345,000 coins. If you didn't have anything. That's if you didn't have any cards to trade in. So something to keep in mind. If you wanted to make Gretzky, you could go ahead and do that, and I would probably do the hologram as opposed to spending all the resources, and then maybe you could get another 96 and then get hologram Gretzky. So, again, the hologram is not better. I just wanted to point it out. It's not bad. So, the double shaft, great event. I just can't believe that they looked at the graphic with the lightning bolt and they went, "Yo, this slaps." And my man, I think his name is Micah at EA, does unbelievable work with the art. I don't know why. That one killed me. It looks like an A. Official says, weird tip, but use XFactor trade-in sets to sort your cards. When on team one, put everything in there. All team 2 and extras now take out the extras into your trade-ins. I only keep my good cards from one team or another in there, but make sure you add them to your collection before switching to team 2, or they would be in your lineup, and don't trade them in Make sure to keep less in there than the trade amounts. This speeds up the time for trade-ins, and you don't trade in a good card by accident. Okay. So I think, my goodness, I think I can't read, but I think you need a few commas in there. Anyways, so what I think he's trying to say, if you make multiple lineups, the issue is that if you have your main lineup, and let's say you have a team of the week lineup, full team of the week cards, okay? Full team of the week cards, and you're like, okay, I want to do some trade-ins. If you take out your if you go to your main lineup and your team of the week lineup's there, but it's not your main one, it's not activated, all those team of the week cards will be able to be used in sets, which is just this quality of life, EA. I mean, I swear. And obviously you don't want to trade those cards in. So then you have to switch back to your team of the week lineup, but then all of your main team can go into sets when you autofill. So what I think he's saying to do is, let's say your team of the week cards, you put them all into the XFactor trade-in, okay? Leave them there. Don't complete the set, but obviously leave them there. Then use your main team. And then if you like autofill, do whatever you want, and then you can switch back, and then you can just grab your team out of there. I think that's what he's talking about. Sorry, man. I that is a good tip if that's what you were talking about. I apologize. With all this arena talk, I think it's good time to bring up customization, more specifically the total lack thereof. I know they don't want to give people total free reign, but why not implement the offline creative team options in a hut, jerseys, logos, arenas? I know we're still picking from generic designs, but at least it gives more opportunity to individualize them. I think a massive revamp is needed on hut in general, but this seems like an easy way to freshen things up, and it's not like it will negatively impact their sales bottom lines. So my guess here, I talked about this a little bit. I'm gonna use other games. Okay, we can use Madden, we can use whatever. Your stadium, or what? Use MLB, just because I know it so well. You can't customize your stadium in MLB, and I think it's a legality issue. Okay, so what I mean by that is that you can't mess around with your arena. Let's say you use the Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay, you can't mess around with Scotiabank. You can't change anything because they want it represented a certain way in game, right? Now, the way it's representative is absolutely generic. So the alternative would be give us our own create a arena, because in MLB there's Create a Stadium. I'm with you on that. I think that would be huge. I gotta be honest with you. I would love customizable jerseys, logos, all of that. I'm being real with you guys. I have been doing this for 7 years, and there are so many awesome people in this community. There are just some of the worst scum low life people that I have come across in this community that would just come up with the most heinous stuff that there's no reason for it. And I don't want to say the NHL video game is worse than other video games because it's small, but the ratio of bad. Like we're like, you know what I mean? I think that's another reason for it, why they don't just give you free reign. But that would be with customizable logos and jerseys completely, right? So I think that doing like the ESHL where you're kind of on, it's kind of cookie cutter, that would be like fine. But again, I think the issue you run in, no, because like even if they took out the like the retro NHL logos, because again, I don't think you can mess with the logos like legally. I don't think you allow it in Hut, because Hut is like money based. Like Hut operates differently than ESHL. I don't understand it. I would love to sit down with a dev. There is one dev that still works at EA. My man Dave. I need to sit down with him. He does all the presentation. He's been at the team for years. Great guy. He's the one that I asked when I was in Seattle. We were at the Kraken Arena. I don't know what we were doing. I was just sitting there with him. I'm like, hey, off the cuff, I was like, I just looked at him. I'm like, man, you do so much good work. Why is the center ice logo not in the games in Hut? And he was like, what do you mean? And he wasn't aware of it, right? Because he doesn't work specifically on Hut. He works on the whole game, right? And I was like, in NHL 21, I'd love to go back and check. Whatever year it was, it had to have been after Rivals, and I was like, it just shows the league logo or whatever mode you're in, and he wasn't really aware of that, so he went back and checked for me. Because when you go into like moments and stuff, how good does an arena look or the ice look when it's like it's so weird. Like if you use, like, I use the Jets. I don't know why I use the Jets a lot, or I've seen it a lot, but like it's full of color. it just looks so nice. I remember last year. I think the reason why I asked last year is because the Sharks had an unbelievable center ice logo because they did the fin, right? And so he went back and looked, and apparently it was a legal issue. And I'm not sure. I didn't get the answers to why it was, but it was like an NHL NHL or not PA, like NHL like legal thing where they're like, yeah, you can't use your. That's why in champs, rivals, squad battles too, it just shows the mode. That's why there's something that I don't know, but I would love to get the answer for that. Ace Lee's follow up on my comment on the face-off lights. Yesterday this Spartan he said if you use Edmonton, Dallas, or Tampa, I believe, or if you go up against them, they have those strobe lights on the face-offs, which is just absurd. So you can turn that off. This is the setting I found while messing around in the general settings of the game, and it carries over to all modes, including HUT. So from the main screen, click the gear icon, settings, audio and visual, then visual settings, and face-off light show. I love how it's called Face Off Light Show. It's about halfway down. Turn it off so you can be seizure free. Thanks for featuring my comment. Longtime follower, and you've helped me a ton. Love this idea of sharing tips and tricks we've all figured out along the way. Guys, I'm slowly putting together my like 50 random tips of like things that no one realizes is in the game, and this is going to be one of them. Like any of these little things that you guys have that you think would be interesting that a lot of the player base doesn't know, put them in there, man. Put them in there. So that's how you turn that off, and I definitely would recommend it. Anytime that you play someone that has like the Oilers or the Dallas Stars arena, it's brutal. It's brutal. What if what if Captain Cards, they made Synergies active instead of bringing up overalls? What if they made Synergies? They would somewhat work like XFactors, where every team's captain would have a card. Maybe even upgrade once a month or something along those lines. There would be an alumni set with current set of captains. The captains have the ability to activate any synergy available. Want face-up boost? Activate on your captain and anybody with the synergy. Ooh. Okay. I love this. The only way it works, though, is if the captain has every single synergy available to it. So, because I can already tell you what would happen. It would be like, let's say, Logan Couture is no longer the captain. Man, I'm old. Let's use Austin Matthews, okay? Austin Matthews, his captain card has like face-up, or no, that's not face-up. Let's say it has grinding forward, pinpoint shooting boost or whatever, right? Like ones that you don't really want. What would end up happening is everyone would just go out and get the captain that gives speed boost or acceleration boost or whatever the most popular one is if those skating ones aren't in the game. But if a captain card had the choice of any synergy to activate on the cards that have those, huge. I love this idea. That's very interesting. Love that. Chase cards should be team specific with regular upgrades, have 32 chase cards or 64 have new players and alumni, makes it even for everyone, 2 per team. So team players have a shot, and just anyone who wants whatever player. I'd get rid of team builder cards for this because it's way too expensive to keep up with them for mid content and build them up with collectibles like this year's XFactor cards and make the stats make sense. Like, why is one card better than another, but has the same rating, mainly the endurance step? I'm with you on that. I think that there does need to be a reshape. Like, team builders were cool, but team builders, when they were introduced, I thought were going to turn into what MLB has, where it's collection based. They're not collection based. It's exactly the same as all other things. It's just what is used is like a more annoying thing to get because it's just random cards from a team. I would love, and again, I might be on an island here. Team builders should be collect every player from that team's base card. And what you would see early on, it would be brutal. It would be awful. Okay, I want that to be acknowledged because we don't get the same amount of packs. So what we saw at the beginning of the year, when chase cards were the only thing to go after, silver cards were going for 5,000 coins per because there just isn't enough supply to meet the demand early launch of the game. But I just think that like over the course of a year, every base card just matters so much more. And we pull base cards more than any other card, right? So if there was one thing that could hold, I think that would be, an idea. But I definitely do enjoy that one. I think there is a way. I would hate to like say, okay, get rid of team builders because then what do we got? We're running out. Like it's just addition by subtraction. I don't think that's a good thing. Like chase cards need to be in the game. I think they need to be. And I think if EA decides to go away from it and just goes full event, someone was saying that Madden is kind of like that. And God, that would be tough, man. I just wouldn't enjoy that. But thank you guys again for watching. Today I'll have the content video out later for you. Also, live at 2 p.m. Eastern time, if I can lay all the sod down. My goodness. And we're going to do more Rivals as I chase for Division 1. It's going terribly, so be sure to tune into that. See you guys then. Have a good one.